Welcome to Messages from the Universe with Laurie Wondra. Laurie is an internationally renowned psychic medium, author, and shamanic practitioner, sharing insights from angels, guides, wisdom keepers, and teachers of the universe that help you navigate life's mysteries and transformations.
Hello, I'm Laurie Wondra, and thank you for listening. This is a time of a lot of astrological impacts, and today I want to talk about the change of Neptune from the sign of Pisces into Aries and the Saturn-Neptune conjunction and what that means for each astrological sign right now. We know 2025 is this beginning of a historic conjunction, the merging of the planets of Neptune and Saturn as they move back and forth between the watery sign of Pisces, where there's emotions that are high and we learn about the shadow pieces of ourselves, into Aries, which then pushes us into taking action upon what we're learning. This is a huge deal as it will affect all of us for decades to come. Even if these movements seem small, they will have long and lasting impacts. Now, Neptune has been in its home sign of Pisces, and that's been for 14 years, since 2011 until January of 2026. And you might say, well, I've got some time before Neptune moves, but actually the end of March, Neptune jumps into Aries, and so we get a taste of what this energy is going to be like for us. Neptune in Pisces is that transit that only occurs about every 165 years or so. It was a banner time for art and spirituality and the emergence of secret information. Astrologers have called this time the time of great spiritual awakening, of healing our wounds, our ancestral wounds, our childhood wounds, those things that we've held in the cellular structure of our being, as it clears the paths for the new future. But Neptune changing signs into Aries is a big deal, and it will stay there until March 23rd of 2039. So it's 14 years that this sign is going to be in the Aries fiery energy of I am. And again, you might think you have until January of 2026 until this energy hits, but it does this dance in 2025 of retrograde. So starting March 30th of 2025 to October 22 of 2025, it's in Aries, and that will give us a huge sample of what this energy is going to feel like, look like, and how it will impact us for the years ahead. Then in October, it's back to Pisces until January 26 of 2026, where it settles in full time into Aries, and there it resides until 2039. This trial period that we're in from March to October will be hugely important for us, as its energy reminds us that humans have choices and that we'll need to choose how we navigate this energy individually, societally, and globally. The Neptune energy in Aries will show us where we leak and where we give away our power of our own agency. If we are brave enough to see and acknowledge change, and that change is needed, we can fix it. Now, this is a time that we will look at what is being awoken. Are we still sleeping? Are we awake? Or are we moving into consciousness? And being awake and consciousness are not the same thing. As uncomfortable as this energy might be, it is not something that is being done to you, but it is supporting you in your journey of evolution. It's a time to move into consciousness. And some of you are making that leap and bounds ahead of the energy curve. Some of you are leading others, and some of you are trailing behind. Whatever stage you are in, this year and this energy is going to impact all of you. Let's take a look at what Neptune in Aries really means. Well, it's a time of magic, hope, heroes, and realizing our power. Aries, in a nutshell, very much about the power of self and our relationship with others. The archetype of Aries is I am. So we first learn who we are, but we learn more about who we are in the presence of others through our relationships, through situations, through our societal and community interactions. This means that rather than ruling the power of a government, Aries rules the power of individual people, from the teacher who gets to choose how to interact with their students, to the stay-at-home parent who determines their own schedule, to the teen who decides their career, and to you and all the choices you can make on a personal level. This is understanding you do have choices. You can say yes, you can say no, and you can say now or sometimes later, but this energy is pushing us to make a decision now. With Neptune in the sign, there are two seemingly contrary movements happening at once. And we'll start with the more negative one, giving away our personal power. Essentially, people can give away their power by forgetting that they have a choice or by not seeing all the options that are available to them. Sometimes fear puts up this wall and makes us believe that we don't have any choices, but the universe is proving to us we do have choices. They can also give away power by putting things they don't want to deal with on someone else's shoulders, somebody else to solve the situations that are only meant to be solved by us. That's the I am energy. What does that exactly mean, giving our power away? Well, we can give our power away by simply dealing with whatever other people shove at us without realizing that we can say no, that we can set boundaries, that we can declare what we want. We don't have to just settle. This brings up a lot of lifetime, past life, cellular memory, or physical imprints where we didn't have a choice, where things were done to us. We were in captivity, we were enslaved, we were indentured, we were sold. All of those are part of the cellular structure that is coming to the surface so that we realize that we don't have those boundaries. Now, we might have different societal boundaries, but we don't have those. And what's coming into us right now is the understanding that even in those societal boundaries, we have a choice to say no, to set something different. We do have the power to say stop. We do have the power to say, let's change this. We can also give away our power by simply being too lazy, too passive, too peace-loving to fight when someone else erodes our choices or slowly manipulates or maneuvers us into a situation where we have fewer and fewer options or powers to begin with. Under Neptune in Aries, this becomes a theme. However, there are things we can do to keep them in mind, and we can support and protect ourselves and others from the darkness of these themes. Neptune is this watery planet that can tempt us to give away our power, to drop into victim mode. Victim mode is something very different than being a victim, or being a victim means that you have no choice in the matter, saying that you're mugged or something else horrible happens to you that impacts you for years and decades to come. But victim mode means that you have absolved yourself of all powers, that you actually have to be better in your situation, which can look like you are refusing to heal from a bad experience after it happened, unable to let go, unable to move forward, playing the victim mode. And that plays out when someone actively, willingly, and unnecessarily puts themselves in situations that continue to make them feel exposed or bad about themselves. This holds them in this place of oppression, even in their minds. An example would be choosing to be continuously late for work and then playing the victim when the bad or the evil boss lays down some guidelines and rules around punctuality, or interpreting every single event happening to them as due to discriminatory oppression, when sometimes it's just a case of accidents happen, miscommunication. Neptune is a wonderful planet that brings many, many, many positive things, but it also has the unfortunate weakness of amplifying the tendency to be passive or to stay stuck in a place of victim mode. So we will have to be aware of that and question, are we playing a role of holding ourselves in a place we don't want to be? Neptune sitting in Aries will guide us and actually push us through a process that puts us back in touch with our personal power, our independence. It will push us to heal and to move forward and to approach situations differently. The cool thing is that this energy is going to stick around for the next 14 years, and we have been training how to do this work now since Chiron has entered Aries since 2018. We've been healing those inner wounds. And if we've been doing the work, we have plenty of practice on how to move ourselves forward. So who are you? Do you have this identity in flux? Well, Neptune is all about our sense of identity and even our ego. And it's sitting in Aries is going to push that into a depth of ego death and diffusion. In a nutshell, this means that we'll get both more and less certain about who we truly are inside. I know that sounds really confusing. How can I get more and less? But we're in this teetering time. Let's start with the shadow potential. We'll be more prone to believe delusions and lies about who we are. This can both come from the outside, like mainstream media telling us that everyone from a certain demographic group should feel and look a certain way. Another example might be an intimate partner, a friend, a group, somebody or some environment that is continually telling you that you really are or aren't something. Even though that's wrong, until you internalize it, you can be confused in who am I? Obviously, some people are more susceptible to this and others are more resistant. Now, the beautiful thing of Neptune being in Pisces for the last 14 years is that brought up to the surface all things related to addictions, mental health, healthy thought processes, healthy mind thinking, mind awareness. But what's a little bit more dangerous to us is the lies and the delusions we believe about ourselves, especially between 2025 and 2027. This is the time that Neptune, Saturn, and Chiron are all in the sign of Aries. It's all about our identity. Simultaneously, the energy is about our past, our present, the shadow, and the light. It is about pain-based delusions, about who we are, who we were, who we are to become, and energetic enmeshments are also going to be detangled so that we can further the process of stripping away false identities to finally heal ourselves and build better and truer selves. But even after Saturn and Chiron leave the sign of Aries, Neptune still remains there until 2039. Until then, delusions and lies about yourself still might be easier to believe. Therefore, it's extra important to commit to self-compassion and above all to truth. This is a time to truly understand who you are, to listen to your higher self. And this is where consciousness comes in, not just waking up, but being conscious of who you are. The good news is that at the same astrological event that creates this watery, it also creates this beautiful energy about identity that goes beyond our personal sense of self, our minds, and the sum of our actions or our past. Neptune aids everything that's spiritually, religious, and intuitively fed. So many people will be able to find their true identity at this time, especially within and through religion or spiritual development. Neptune brings in a transcendental perspective, which means that our experience of who we are deep down becomes more soul-led than ever before. Getting there is going to be a process, and it is going to require work, a lot of work, a lot of depth and driving and heart-centered. You can expect confusion around who you are, where you are, or what you are supposed to be doing, especially if you are at an age where identity crises are a little bit more likely. Coming into the teenage years, the early 30s, maybe into your 50s, there's gateway ages where we question where we are in life more than others. For example, our Saturn return. But please remember that this has purpose and that you'll get you to a more self-compassionate and truer identity if you give it enough time. If you take the time, create the space, go into this time period of energy without expectation as to what it should be. I find this timing absolutely fascinating as the largest generation is moving into retirement and reinventing themselves. I see it in my clients in wanting and waiting to leave what they were doing now to find something different that matches who they are better, but they still don't know who they are and what will make them feel better. Neptune in Aries is a time where feeling compassion just isn't enough. You have to act upon it. Compassion literally means come passion or with fire. Act with fire. Compassion isn't necessarily just this fuzzy, semi-painful to actually painful feeling that you have for others. It's also something that guides action. And under Neptune in Aries, that fire sign of I am, that pushes us into action, that energy is highlighted. It's time to walk your talk. And first of all, you have to find your talk, which is the true, and the universe is pushing you to find it and then walk it. You'll also experience situations where the most compassionate thing is the word stop. Even if someone doesn't like you because you say it, stopping someone from harming themselves or others is compassion too. One very important life area that will be highlighted for this addiction or addicts or those that are in the swirl of misuse of power is under Neptune in Aries. It's time to put an end to it and save everyone involved. We'll see more solutions in the next 14 years for addictions and those that are addicted or those that are struggling with mental health. Tough love works better and might make a difference during this time. But more importantly is I foresee that there will be new solutions to solve old problems. On a more serious note, oftentimes when we get in this state of confusion of who am I, who should I be, what should I be doing, we divert our energy to kind of hide behind others or to move into a place of service. And definitely the age of Aquarius is a time of service. It is about giving and being compassionate and collaborating. But this is not a time to self-sacrifice yourself for others. I especially mean you right now. This is a time to learn how to service to others while you are taking care of yourself. They can coexist with having healthy boundaries that protect and serve you first. Under this energy, you don't have to save the world. And we don't have to save the world, but we do have to start to see where we as individuals can do small things that make better things happen. Neptune in Aries makes us look for or want to be the hero, but you can't save everyone. You can't save people who don't want to be helped or don't want to be saved. And the reality is you have limited energy, strength, and sometimes resources to help others. You do not want to fall into a hero complex, unchecked trends that lead to burnout. So please keep that in mind. That being said, this is a time to meet your hero within and have faith in who you are and that you can help the other heroes around you. That can be an action. I know as humans, we always feel I'm not doing enough. So that question of what is enough for you will also come to the forefront. We live in a world where it's easy to see strength in being tough, being physically strong, being mentally resilient, and not caring emotionally. Believe me, I lived that world in corporate America for years where you had to shut down emotionally or you needed to act or be seen as a certain way. But we've moved. We're moving through a time of understanding our emotions and working through our emotional wounds. We've learned a lot about needing to feel and to be vulnerable. But as humans, we still need to be strong. This is our compass coming in, our emotional compass and the mental processes that help us act in accordance to what is healthy for us. And there's a different sort of strength in sensitivity where the world needs strength to hold up society that stands against abuse, physical threats, inequality. And the world needs those whose greatest strength is their capacity to love and then take strong action based on that love. Those who can't not care, those whose great sensitivity provides an early warning system for the rest of the world, whose very toughness might make them ignore issues that are there. It's a different kind of strength, but under this Neptune in Aries, it's very necessary to create peace, allow for understanding within discord, and for us to remain healthy and whole. Find your strength, not only in your toughness, but in your apparent weakness and sensitivity too. And I don't believe sensitivity is a weakness. You'll create a beautiful life for the next 14 years and beyond if you're willing to do this work. 14 years ahead is a long time. So I just want to focus on now between 2025 and 2027, the tendencies to overestimate your own capacity and to say yes way too many times, to agree to way too many tasks or projects or commitments might be something you need to be aware of. It can look like literally feeling like you aren't quite as energized as usual. And I've been hearing that a lot with my clients recently. I just have no energy. I'm tired all the time. I don't know what to do. These are symptoms of needing to come back to center of your core and get grounded. More importantly, people are more prone to burnout, headaches, fevers, illnesses, sicknesses. If this is you, your intuition can and will show you a way out of those symptoms. But please listen to your body and don't work until you drop. Don't go until you're totally exhausted. This energy is especially difficult with people that have had past burnout experiences. Please don't shut down. Don't go into the place of, oh my gosh, we've been here before. I'm so tired. I don't want to do it again. That's a sign of burnout. Know that you've got this. This is a time we do need to do this work. Okay, I want to get to the impacts for each sign. So as I go through the signs, please listen to both your sun and your rising signs. I think that's where you're going to get the most insight as to how this energy is going to impact you. Let's start with Aries. Now, this event is truly a new beginning for you, and it starts with a really big clearing of all external and internal factors that have kept you stuck or aren't aligned with your future. During the times of Neptune and Saturn in Pisces, especially everything until spring of 2025 through fall of 25, and then early into 2026, you might experience a lot of physical endings in your life, including but not limited to the ending of old habits, stagnant or harmful relationships, or even past life chapters. Past pain may come up to be released, including painful things around you that you've already thought you've processed. But on the plus side, this is also the beginning of a vision that's been born through your intuition, meaning that your intuition is fired up. You might find yourself planting dream seeds and knowing why you are here. At this time, choose trust in whatever that is, even if you don't understand it. As soon as the planets move into Aries, that's this spring, that's this March 30th of 2025, the entire energy shifts. And it's not only possible, but inevitable that you're taking action. This is the time when you're grounded, and you're grounded in your dreams. Your dreams become reality. and you begin a whole new life. Not only that, but you'll find new facets of yourself that you didn't even know existed. This is the start of a whole new journey that won't leave any part of your life untouched. For you, especially 2025 and 2026 will be years of this transformation, years for you to remember this is the time you've made changes. Now, Taurus, this historic astrological event prepares you at the soul level by showing you each and every single way your soul is not in alignment right now. I know that sounds really painful. This may lead to endings as things get stripped away that would harm you, or things that just simply can't come with you into the future. This time period, 2025 to mid-2026, may be hard for you, but please know two things. One, it's going to end, and two, it'll set you up for a much better long-term future. Coming into or staying in alignment with what's truly meant for us may be a difficult process, but once we're there, it makes us feel alive and it brings us more blessings and joy that we would not otherwise feel. This is also a time when you get to tap into the rich and powerful world of spiritual and intuitive insights, your faith and healing. You might feel a little bit more lonely as your social circle and friend circle may go through transformation and changes. You'll see those resources leave, but you'll also be seeing other relationships come into your life. Those that stay reveal to you their true meaning in your life. This allows you to build more sustainable and stronger connections between you and the people that are meant for you. You're being prepared for and led on a path for your long-term future. Blessings will come even if they're under construction right now. And Gemini, well, this astrological event absolutely prepares you for your long-term future. This is a great time to listen to both your intuition and your longings, those dreams that you've been longing for, and to get to work in creating them, as this will be incredibly fertile ground, a time where you can achieve lots and lots of progress. This is also a time when the goals and the dreams that you have get updated. For a lack of a better word, they're both updated by your soul's alignment and updated by what's really realistic and actually good for you. So don't be afraid to see some of those details in your goals fall away and new ones become more clear. You might see some past dreams and goals that you've had lose power or energy. Don't be afraid to let them go and allow new goals and new dreams to rise. Secondly, your community, your friend groups, your social media life will see some changes. Pay attention to what the people you trust tell you about yourself and your life. Then use your intuition to make sure that they are in alignment. These resources around you have sight where you might be blind or you have blind spots. Ignoring them completely might be unwise, but also acting upon them blindly might also be unwise. This event also changes your reputation, your career, your public life in huge ways as your life's mission and your career get updated by your soul's purpose. Pay attention and make the changes you need to make. Now, Cancer, this astrological event brings changes to your career, your life around your career, and shows you what your larger purpose in life is, how you can make it real, live it out, build the structures and the foundations that allow you to live that purpose and release whatever holds you back. You can also set yourself free of any dominating authority figures or other controlling people that you've had issues getting away from or getting around. During the time when these planets are in Pisces until spring of 2025, you may also have massive spiritual or faith-related awakenings as your entire belief system gets rebuilt to something more realistic, more solid, more connected to the higher realms. You may go on a deeply profound learning journey or start to teach. As a matter of fact, this event prepares most of you to become leaders or authorities in one way or another. In some cases in small ways, and others in much bigger capacities. Stay integrity and learn something new, and then you create the life and the legacy you and your soul are proud of. And Leo, this astrological event impacts and updates your belief system and makes you walk your talk and defend what you know to be true. Let's start with the belief system, which includes your spirituality, your religious beliefs, your political, philosophical, psychological, and other similar beliefs. Those are going to change for you. You're likely asked to become both more compassionate and open in some ways, while really closing down your understanding and nurturing, doubling down on other aspects. The old beliefs are falling away. You might even be asked to stand up for what you believe, and what you stand up for might be totally different than what you believed in the past. This process is fed by an upcoming deep awareness of the underbelly of life, the shadow parts, the moments of trauma, deep suffering, potency, power, those life-changing truths that we as humans can't avoid, but would like to ignore. Well, you won't be able to ignore them. This is about transformation time for you. Most importantly, though, this is a time to stay in alignment and integrity with who you truly are and what you deeply believe. Deep and powerful, life-changing experiences around intimacy, shared resources, power, powerful transformation. This asks you to use your beliefs as your compass and rewards you for making the right choice, even when it's hard. And Virgo, well, this astrological event impacts you by showing you an actual truth, a path. No blinders, no illusions, no secrets anymore. There it is, under the spotlight, the truth. Now, what areas of life or situations this will be in depends on each individual, but your eyes will be open to what you couldn't see before. And at this time, pay extra attention to what you do see, especially about the people around you, and be discerning about whether this person or these people wish for your best and whether you wish to keep them in your life and build something that's there for the long haul. This reveals any underlying issues that might have been there, that have been hidden, or that you've been avoiding. Now is the time to bring them into the life. This is also a time of meeting soulmates and losing the kind of relationships you aren't supposed to keep building on, and a time of building those relationships you are supposed to have. This can bring up some grief for you. Take those feelings as information. Maybe you don't ever want to rekindle something with your ex, but the qualities you miss are indicators of what you truly care about and what you truly need in a partnership. Be honest about why you need them and if you can handle them, and then looking for that in others is a great process for finding good matches. I don't want to scare you with this information. It is a really good time for you to find that person that maybe you've been searching for. Or if you already are in a relationship, maybe it's taking this relationship to different levels than you've ever been in before. This transit provides a very potent time of healing for you, especially around the issues of the heart. You're asked to follow your intuition and trust where that leads you. And Libra, well, this event will show you who the people in your life truly are deep down, and you will align with the people that are meant for you. This includes setting you up with people who might stay in your life for a lifetime, including the opportunity for committed partnerships, best friends, business partners, and even romance. This is a great time to make final decisions around partnerships. Will I marry this person? Am I committing to this person? Is this my person? This is a time when you should believe what you see about people around you as the truth is revealed. Be careful not to get defeatist or depressed if you aren't happy in relationships right now. If you aren't finding your people, then that just means that you're actively or subconsciously building the foundations that then will allow you to meet those people later on. You want the right people in your life. You just don't want people, but they have to be at the right vibration. Another theme of this time is cleaning house in your work, your daily chores, your daily activities, health-related matters. This is a time to pay attention to your body. Commit to habits and the jobs that serve you and make you feel good, and let go of those things or the habits that do not make you feel good. Let go of those things that hold you in that place of feeling sick or feeling down. Now, Scorpio, this energy hits you in quite personal area of your life, your health. Neptune conjunct Saturn in Aries may bring up all sudden or semi-hidden health issues that have been there or under or below the surface. Neptune conjunct Saturn may help you heal others and support your loved ones through healing journeys, but more importantly, it will help you heal what you need to heal. At work, Saturn conjunct Neptune is a final test on whether you're doing your job, whether you like what you're doing at your job. If you're actually taking care of doing your job, are you taking care of your home? Are you caretaking others? Are you parenting? What is actually the job? And is it actually the right fit for you? Is it sustainable? Is it of economic value? Is it soul-led? And lastly, is it healthy for you? This is a time to take upcoming issues seriously and make changes to resolve them. And if you can't, the universe might be pushing you to make changes. Another theme that's highlighted is romance. Is the person you're considering as a romantic partner the type that's there when you need them? Are they someone that is walking this change with you for the rest of your life? Is the relationship deep enough for you and everything that life might throw at you? Well, this transit will reveal whether it is or not. Also, I believe that this is a great time for creative ideas. And those creative ideas might come at you like a freight train and spark projects for the foreseeable future. And some of those might grow into something truly exciting. Use this time. Take notes. Focus on the things that feel reasonable for you. There's a lot of dreaming that's happening for you at this time, but not all of those dreams are going to spark into actual livable, achievable things for the next 14 years. And Sagittarius, well, this Neptune conjunction takes place in an area of your chart that has to do with family, especially parenting of your children, if this applies to you. This might be a time of heightened fertility for unexpected pregnancies, while expected pregnancies may take a while to happen. Seeds may be planted that prepare you and your life for future generations and a future life with family. Similar seeds of change may be planted with your pre-existing children that lead to beautiful results, but require more attention from you as a parent. So fertility issues can be addressed at their root cause. However, not everyone's meant to choose parenthood, and for the people who don't have or won't have children, this event will play out very differently in your areas of life. One of them is heightened creativity, because children or fertility often is a sign of creativity and an influx of ideas, giving birth to something that heightens our responsibility or heightens our awareness or heightens our ability to project into the future. The other area that is highly affected is love. This is a prime time to prepare for and meet the love of your life if you haven't already found them. This event will either connect you with your perfect romantic partner that you can build a life on, or it may advance a pre-existing relationship that has the potential to go all the way, or alternatively, prepare you and your life in a new foundational level, a more transformative way. This is a great transit for love. And Capricorn, well, this event affects you in your private life, your home, your family systems. Neptune conjunct Saturn for you is a complete ending and severance of the past, those things that have haunted you that you've really wanted to release, and allows you to create the life that you've craved at the deepest level. This can be deep forgiveness of your past. It can be clearing conversations with family. It can also be a physical reset or restart that brings the best things with you while putting the bad stuff to rest. This might be a new beginning to your entire family in different ways. For instance, by beginning of a fertility journey, meeting a spouse, entering parenthood, or meeting a new family member in other ways. This can also be a new beginning with new physical property, like a move. This is also a time you might learn new skills and have really valuable new beginnings in areas that are centered around communications, learning, teaching, leading, local life, and media. Trust those projects that come through and say what you need to say with confidence. Don't be afraid to say yes. And Aquarius, well, this astrological event affects you in the realm of writing and creative art, including filmmaking, multimedia. You'll have this huge influx of ideas. You do like to dream, but your capacity to dream more and take a project and make it into something truly will be foundational for you. It's not just information that comes to light for you that's either hidden or inaccessible to you. It's actually game-changing information that you can take action on. You might see the accumulation of a path of learning, whether that's actual school or apprenticeship, or a path of learning that you've dabbled in as a hobby. But things click into place. Things become aligned. You might also find yourself completely rebuilding and eventually settling into a more solid sense of self and self-worth, as well as figuring out sustainable, ethical, and true values that you can stay in integrity with and not be judged by others. Lastly, this might also be a great time that your finances see a new beginning. This comes with an ending of the past. Maybe something that wasn't stable for you, something that wasn't secure is now replaced with something that can bring you security. And lastly, Pisces, this Saturn-Neptune conjunction is a bigger deal for you than most signs. It affects your life path as a whole, where your life as such is in alignment with your soul. You will thrive at this time, including by unexpected financial windfalls, serendipitous events that allow you to create an even better life. You may feel a rise in your self-confidence and self-worth and create a foundation that sustains you essentially through this lifetime. You'll need to keep doing some work, but the foundation is there and the foundation is lasting. You'll be realizing who you truly are inside and what your greatest qualities are. Some people will also have an intuitive or spiritual awakening. And moving into consciousness, you'll be able to make your dreams reality right away or during a longer term process. Where you aren't in soul alignment, this astrological event will hit you hard emotionally and in your physical life. Please pay attention to what's not working and make sure to try to address these issues. This may lead to a soul-aligned path that you've been craving, bring you safety, security, happiness, joy, peace, and calm. This is a lot of information for all astrological signs, wherever you are in your life, but it is a pivotal planetary event. There can be excitement in what lies ahead. Don't tap into fear. Don't let fear hold you back. Be prepared to unravel and move forward. And when I say unravel, it's releasing yourself from those threads that have held you to the past, but weaving yourself into threads of the future. And that can be incredibly healthy. I'm Laurie Wondra of Your Life Core, and thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening to Messages from the Universe. For information about Laurie Wondra's current events or to schedule a private session, visit her website, yourlifecore.com. You can also subscribe to our monthly newsletter. Laurie also shares inspirational and informational messages on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Thanks again for listening.